Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week I take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to identify an aspect of the race we might look back on later as having been a great path towards finding the winner. Well, Sunday at Sha Tin, of course, the Classic Cup for the 4-year-olds is the highlight. There'll be plenty of stuff on the Jockey Club website where you can get more information and guidance on that race. I'm going to have a look at a couple of the support races. First of all, race 2, and our winning factor here, the map. Now, this isn't the strongest of Class 4 races that you'll see, but looks a good betting event. And I think there are a number of winning chances. Fun Times, Zach Purton's ride Mission Smart, John Size trained Destine Jewellery, Courageous Dragon, and also down at the foot of the weights, Best for You. So yes, quite a few winning chances, but I think there is an angle to this race that will separate a couple of them out from the others. And I want you to take a look at this graphic of their comparative barrier draws lately, those 5 horses I've mentioned. This is pretty simple stuff. The switch around in barriers from last start to this race. A number of chances who ran well in their lead up from good draws and are now in tough draws, and vice versa. And when we talk about the map, that is what we're talking about, not just a good barrier draw for a horse, but how it plays out in comparison to other runners. And here you have obvious chances, Mission Smart, Fun Times and Destine Jewellery, all drawn out wide, while Courageous Dragon and Best for You have inside gates. And in a race with an ambiguous sort of a pace setup that could be average or could be slower than that, I think that might be important. And that draws me to the chances of Courageous Dragon and Best for You, who met in a race recently. We'll get to that in a moment. First, I'm going to go back 2 starts ago when Best for You ran in race 3 to 8. And he drew barrier 12 here, and you see him in the green, purple and yellow colours, caught wide. But you see he keeps trying right down to the finish to be close up behind Winning Together in what was quite a bunched sort of a finish. Now, fast forward that to race 384, and just to prove the point, Best for You had to do it all over again from gate 13 3 weeks ago in the race won by Joyful Heart. And this is the race where he met Courageous Dragon in the predominantly dark blue colours, who had a much easier trip in the race from gate 3 here. But you'll see as they get down to the line, Best for You hitting the line strongly and able to get up beside Courageous Dragon as they cross the line. So the tip in race 2, Best for You. His winning factor, the map. It isn't simply that he's gone from a bad barrier to a good barrier, it's that a number of his obvious rivals have gone from good draws to wider draws, and I think that swings the race around to Best for You. The second race I want to take a look at is race 5, and our winning factor here, the Combo. Now, I think this is another race with quite a few chances. All in Mind and Victorium, who've drawn out wide. Good Beauty, who has an inside draw for Zach Purton. An interesting newcomer for Danny Shum, Grateful Heart. And Star Luck, who ran such a bold race in front at his latest start. And the ones I favour most here are on opposite sides of the draw. Victorium for Joe Moreira and Zach Purton's ride, Good Beauty. And it looks another good day coming up for Joe Moreira, the championship leader at this stage of the season, and that's certainly not unusual, but I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at how Moreira performs for different stables. Now, if we take a look at this graphic, and it needs a little bit of explanation here, one of the ways that we can judge the combination of jockey and trainer, we can have a look at the number of winners. You can see here Moreira has overwhelmingly ridden his winners for John Size in the last 5.5 years, or we can look at strike rate, or as we do here, we can look at how the jockey-trainer combination performs according to the market. And I've highlighted here the 5 stables where Moreira actually wins at a higher rate than the market expects. Now, John Size is not one of those. Moreira has a huge proportion of his rides for that yard, rides a lot of winners there, but actually underperforms grossly as far as the market's concerned. But one of the stables where Moreira overperforms is Francis Loy's yard, and that's who he rides Victorium for in this race. And he's been in great form, Victorian. We're going to take a look at his latest start, race 378 at Happy Valley, when he was beaten as favourite here by California Deep Shot. But this was a funny sort of tactical race. California Deep Shot was able to get to the front in a very slow pace. It became a sprint from the 500 metres. And of course, the horse with the head start has a bit of an advantage under those circumstances. And California Deep Shot was able to hold out Victorian's challenge. That winner is also quite a promising young horse, so no disgrace to be beaten there. And now Victorian comes back to the course and distance where he's already won 2 races. Now I hear you saying, what about that barrier draw? Well, let's take a look at the map. And while the draw does look awkward at your first glance, I don't think it's going to work out that way. I mentioned earlier, Star Luck was very brave last start in front after perhaps going a little faster than he really needed to from gate 1. Now he's drawn wide this time, Star Luck, but he still looks the leader to me in a race without a lot of front end pressure. And so as he comes over from gate 12, I think Morera in gate 13 will follow him across and then sit on his tail. So I think the map is actually going to work out better than you might have thought. So the tip in race 5, Victorian. His winning factor, the combo. Victorian certainly has all the other things you like to see for a potential winner. He's in form, he's got a top jockey, but he also has working for him that outstanding combination of Francis Loy and Joe Morera, which punches above the market expectations over the long term. So that's it for the winning factor this week. Enjoy Sunday's racing. We'll see you next time.